YJ effect. YAJ effect. YAJ. Welcome to YAJ. Welcome to YAJ.
What's up, spiritual brothers and sisters? I was just looking at a few things. If I look a little blurry, we was trying to work on the camera. For some reason, it just was blurry tonight. But we're gonna go ahead and get into what we need to get into because I only got 10 minutes to speak. So yeah, you can see it looks a little blurry on. Um, I, I did something this week or last week, whatever. It was what has ears but doesn't listen. And the response was overwhelming. It was really funny to see everybody's responses to that. And of course, mine was girlfriend. But the whole thing about it was, it's just the amazing thing. And somebody did something with Michael. If you had Killer Weed, what would you call, and named it after Michael Jackson, what would you call it? I think he said Smooth Criminal. But the whole thing about it is sometimes we just gotta poke fun. It can't be always all serious all the time. And that's why I didn't bother to even jot nothing down about Afghanistan or COVID or any of this other stuff because I wasn't in the mood for all that tonight. But what I am in the mood for is, 3 ways to fail at everything in life. That's just 3. I mean, I probably add to that. Blame all your problems on others. And I think that will always stand at number 1 because when we are young and if you got dealt a terrible hand in life, a lot of people don't know why you blame others for your problems instead of yourself. See, the whole thing about it is if it's caused, then you blame others. If it's not caused or inflicted, you know what I'm saying? Then you blame yourself. Because look at it from this perspective. I'm taking away molestation, sexual assaults, rapes. I'm taking away all that. I'm talking about where you flat out made a dumb decision even after you were told not to do it. Like selling drugs when you already know the consequences. Getting in a car drinking and driving when you already know the consequences. See, I want people to understand every day that not only are there consequences for your actions, because as you see, it don't apply to all, but it does apply to you. If you don't have that status money or the correct representation, you're a Joe Schmo, and you don't want to be down here with us. But when you blame all your problems on others, you see a negative trail that follows you for a long time. You get to the point where you start blaming people for anything that goes wrong. You could blame your spouse for something he never did, or ex-spouse, or whatever. But the whole thing about it is, and I want everyone to be perfectly clear, at some point, and my boy Dave was correct on this, at some point, you can no longer blame someone else for your problems. You have to blame yourself. When I understood that, the process of healing started. Not only that, but I was able to move forward. Complain about everything. I cannot stress enough. There are three different types of generations. Four. Our parents, grandparents, mine, and everybody else. Who's doing most of the complaining? If you're retired, there's nothing to complain about. You're retired. You're not working no more. You choose to work. Or you got took, or something happened. We didn't choose Red Bull. You put it in our hands because the supply and demand of life became overwhelming for our bodies. The next generation, they just drink it because. How you drink a Red Bull just to stay up for 2 hours? Just to stay up for 2 hours. He and I have worked 14-hour shifts, came back the next morning at 40 years old. You can't even get a 20-year-old to work an 8-hour shift and already sucking down 3 cans of Red Bull, Monster, and all the other stuff. So you tell me. You tell me. And then they have the audacity to complain about it. I've seen people make $18 an hour complaining. $18 an hour because they have to move that pencil. Oh, it's too hard. This is Sarah's job. This is what she applied to do, was move my pencil. We have begun to complain about everything. See, you can tell the difference in generations because I've worked in the tobacco field. I've done manual labor. I've dug a ditch with a shovel. Some of you who bypassed all the labor work, worked for McDonald's, worked for Wendy's, worked for Burger King. That's why y'all complaining. Because some of us who have tasted a decent job understand that all that hard work is now paying off. I don't need to complain about my new job because I don't want to go back to the old one. I don't need to complain about my new job and make it another volatile situation. But if it doesn't fit what I need out of it, which is living, financial, and if it drags me down physically and mentally and emotionally, yeah, I have to go. That's the difference. I don't need to complain. I just need to find a solution. And that right there is, I like that one because we don't find no solutions for any problems. We try not to fix any problems with anything. We always, I'm gonna tell you what my drunk dad always told me. Boy, here's your problem. Instead of you just walking and you see the detour, you still walking in the rough. If you just take the detour like it's supposed to be taken, you'll find out it'll still be smooth road. But you choose another direction, which is not working for you. That's why you in the trouble you in. So therefore, you go back to number one. You stop blaming people and start blaming yourself. Three, not be grateful. That's huge. That should be actually 1.5. Why? Because the words "not be grateful" explains half of humanity. They're not grateful in religion. They're not grateful in humanity. They're not grateful in anything. Just look at the people you associate with. Always don't want to be touched. Don't want to be bothered. But yet something goes wrong. Can you help me with this problem? No, F you. I ain't helping you with nothing. Think about that for a moment. Not be grateful. That represents a lot of children. But yet, they get good lawyers, and what happens? They get out of it because mommy and daddy paid for a good lawyer, because even though Tommy and Susie is a screw up, we can't have them go to the black prison. I've been around a lot of rich people too. Yeah. They feel that prisons are only for blacks and Hispanics and worthless whites. That's the way they think. See, when you clear all that up, you become a different person inside and out that people don't recognize. When you clear all that up, people want to be around you. When you clear all that up, you start seeing people for what they are, phony. You don't want to be associated with phony ass people. I'm sorry. They just bring you down. They just waste your time. And you can smell them and you can spot them a mile away. Phony people. Oh, you're so funny. Not really. I didn't say anything that was funny. But you can always tell. And as God said, when I open your eyes, you'll see the world for what it is. When you're going to open up your eyes and see people, this is why I love certain things. I love little things like this. This is why I love it. Because deep down inside, you know I'm right. And either you accept it or you keep dealing with it. That's why most marriages fail. You either accept the crud or you find your prince or princess. And y'all become a king and queen. That's the difference. Settling gets you nothing. I've never heard somebody who settled for a marriage and they end up being divorced, or they hate each other, or they pretend that the marriage is working but really is a disaster. You know somebody that had a great marriage where they settled? Please tell me. But to that note, people, there's still a bus shortage. So I don't know what's going on. I think they're lying about that. Keep an eye on the storm. There's supposed to be one here tomorrow. And for God's sake, people, what is it? September 11th. Labor Day is this weekend. Monday, we're off. We're off. What else? My birthday, my 50th. Yeah, whatever. And what else? There's something else. Something else is happening this month. What else is happening? Whatever. I'll think of it. But people, have a great day. I'll see you on YAJ Saturday. I don't know who was talking.
YAJ Effect. YAJ Effect. YAJ.
Hey, Veronica Rose. Hey, Wesley. And everybody else who chimed in. Oh, boy. It was hot out there today. It was very hot. Where's my shit?
Welcome to YAJ.